To the greatest prophet Pachenhao, the all-creator Holy Pashan commanded his son Pachenhao how to invent the heavenly scripts for his races as follows. Bashan descended from the most scared heavily aboard of Xiangson and instructed Pachenhao to learn scripts. The most holy Bashan gave a book to his prophetics. Pachenhao, together with the book, were some pebbles and showed him addictions and derivation of words. He asked, "Can you perform as I showed you by using these pebbles?" I responded that I would be able to perform as you instructed, and carry on as he instructed. When I could perform as he instructed, he gave a book to me. Since then, I wrote whatever appeared in my mind's eyes, as he instructed day and night continuously without taking a sleep. Words and symbols appeared in my mind as I absorbed in the scripts and attached that I could invent that heavily scripts writing after 2 years of preparation. It was the year 1899 that Samson Bashan delivered the heavily scripts to Prophet Pachenhao. Prophet Pachenhao started using that writing script in 1901. It included 6 levels such as 1 Libu, 2 never mind. During the first World War, 1,033 young men from Tatum subdivision went to Marseille in France as labor corps and then to Baikal camp where the British and Germans fought. These young men used that written scripts for communication. In the year 1902, also Pachenhao invented local dialect writing based on those heavily scripts. The local dialect scripts includes original 21 alphabets, 7 diphthongs, and 9 vowels, making a total of 37 words. This literature was assisted by 1 Ba Tung Chin Hum, 2 Ba Pao Zhang Dong, 3 Pa Chin Hong, 4 Pa Xiang Hansen, and published 500 copies for use. To type that literature through typewriters, Mr. Shurat from SPG of any elegant church held meetings twice in Tunko and Pyongyang. Due to the outbreak of the Second World War, the attempts were influent. These literature can be used to write all spoken languages of the world. The literature was taught within Pachenhao Transform Religion sects. When I was the age of 17 in the year of Bashan 8974, there was a spiritual lady in Tatum town by the name of Nuam Dim. She was a prophet of the Lord that Hong Dumi Jins may live well. My uncle Hong Jin was the chief ruler of Tatum Tower up in the highland at that time. Though there were many capable men at that time, Bashan needed Pachenhao ordered by Nuamdin. At that time, my chief Hong Jin was in desire need of corrugated iron sheets. Then Bashan speaks through Nuamdin that Hong Jin should not desire to have corrugated iron sheets. If he assisted, the Lord will call his son to heaven. He will also call the mother Jin to heaven as well, that his descendants will come to an end. In addition, Bashan revealed through London that Tatum town will later. For this message, Chief Hong Chen was furious and ordered the prophets be killed, and a basket full of superior bean grains putting in the basket used to worship to be given to her father Hao Zu. Against Bashan will, Chief Hong Chen sold many elephantus and the Manipur state to buy corrugated iron sheets. To their surprise, only a single sheet of Jew was brought to them. That Chief Houghton's action aroused the anger of Bashan, and Bashan reminded prophets to Nomdin to tell to him that I have created many people together with Houghton that they may live well. However, Houghton did not obey me. I will surely call his son Haozongha and his mother Chin to heaven, leaving no Pargan to succeed him, and Tatum Tao will become degenerated. According to Bashan verbal, where his Honshin son Hao Zaham was called to heaven, Bashan confided Northern that Honshin Tuodong in his house, the elevated floor main beam will be broken during morning gathering, exactly on the eve of burial day. If not happen, he would spare Tidum Town from destruction. Likewise, Norton warned that no one should sit on that on the eve of funeral gatherings, not only disbelieving but also no one paying heed and respect to the prophet warning. Obeying Bashan warning, Balchan avoided sitting on the turning of the elevated floor and was standing on the side floor. The casket was being carried out from the inside of the house to the front. On reaching the east, dropped the gunners from all villages of Hongchen to main fire simulation in the honor of the dead person. At that moment, a big thunderous noise was heard, and the elevated Dondung were where the big wine pots were placed broken broken. Together with wine pots, a multitude of mariners were falling down and sunk in the dug mud beneath the house where side of Binton were kept. Soon afterwards, the British colonists invaded Chin Hills and burnt houses in Tatum Town. The town folks spread to the nearby villages as refugees. Tatum Town was totally deserted and degraded. Within a brief span of time, while Bu Honchin's family was migrated to Vingla villages from Tatum Town, Bu Honchin's mother's beaching was collapsed on the way. They moved to Tuazang villages and she was raided there. Later, Pung Honchin again moved to Nung village and died there. His corpse was taken to Tonzong town by his nephew, Pu Hao Chin Hao Kup, and buried there similarly. As Pu Hongchin produced no generation, he was succeeded by his nephew Pu Hao Chin Kup, the son of his older brother Pu Ham Pun. Bashan's order was fulfilled.